There is a paradox at the heart of modern life. We live in an age of unprecedented access and technological capability, yet most people feel they are losing ground, distracted, busy but not productive, always working but seldom accomplishing something truly meaningful. We have notifications pinging in our pockets, tabs blinking for attention on our screens, messages flowing like water through a dam with too many holes. Yet despite all this activity, what we truly crave, the ability to concentrate, to create, to think clearly and deeply, has become alarmingly rare. What if the very thing that makes us feel competent and productive is actually eroding our most valuable cognitive skill, the capacity to work deeply? In Deep Work, Cal Newport confronts this question with urgency and clarity. He makes a bold proposition that the ability to do deep, focused work is one of the most valuable skills in the modern economy, and also one of the most endangered. This isn't about working harder, it's about working with intensity, focus, and purpose. Newport doesn't frame this as a nice-to-have, but as a survival strategy for anyone who wants to produce high-quality work in a world full of distraction. He defines deep work as professional activities performed in a state of distraction-free concentration that push your cognitive capabilities to their limit, creating new value, improving skills, and producing work that matters. The opposite, shallow work, consists of tasks that are logistical, reactive, and easy to replicate. Emails, meetings, checking feeds, activities that feel urgent but seldom produce meaningful impact. At first glance, this idea feels almost nostalgic. It conjures images of hermit scribes or solitary scientists bent over their notebooks, a scenario that seems increasingly rare in the open office landscapes and remote work Zoom calls of today. Yet Newport insists this is not a retreat to antiquated practice. It is a strategic adoption of a discipline that confers massive competitive advantage. As he says, what we choose to focus on and what we choose to ignore plays in defining the quality of our life. In essence, deep work is not just a productivity hack, it is a lens through which to design a life of meaning and achievement. If you love powerful, insightful, and life-changing books, then you found the right channel. Every week, we break down the ideas that transform mindsets, elevate success, and shift lives. So don't miss out. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications because you'll want to catch every book we review. Let's continue. The first lesson embedded in Newport's narrative is that deep work produces rare and valuable results. In a global economy where many skills can be automated or offshored, the ability to focus without distraction is one of the few anchors of human advantage. Consider the realm of software engineering in the United States. Companies that produce breakthrough innovations, Google, Apple, Tesla, are often those where engineers can spend extended periods in uninterrupted coding sprints. These are environments where the quiet, unbroken concentration of individual experts yield products that define industries. Conversely, profitless busy work, endless stand-up meetings, Slack chatter, constant notifications dilute attention and slow progress. This principle applies globally, not just in Silicon Valley. In Japan, for example, there is a growing movement towards shuchu rodo, or concentrated work practice, where companies set aside certain hours free of meetings and calls, creating islands of uninterrupted time for genuine problem solving. In the Indian tech sector, elite coders and data scientists block entire afternoons for focused work, not out of rebellion, but out of pragmatic recognition that hours spent multitasking generate far less value than a few hours of undisturbed cognition. The lesson is clear. Output should be measured in depth, not hours, and mastery requires uninterrupted engagement. But if deep work is so valuable, why is it rare? Newport points to the ease and immediacy of shallow work. Shallow work is often visible. Emails sent, meetings attended, Slack replies logged, activities that feel urgent but seldom produce meaningful impact.
This leads to another embedded lesson. Busyness is not a sign of productivity. Distraction often masquerades as activity. Many professionals today measure their worth by how full their calendar looks, how rapidly they respond, how many tasks they can juggle. But this is a rat race of reactivity, not a marathon of creation. Consider the modern corporate world in the United States. Professionals often fill their days with back-to-back meetings, half-responded emails, and multitasking that fragments attention. Yet studies show that humans cannot truly multitask. We are simply switching focus rapidly, costing cognitive energy and depth of thought. Meanwhile, high-achieving companies like Basecamp have pioneered meeting-free days precisely so employees can immerse in significant tasks. In the Global South, remote workers balancing multiple gigs have discovered that batching notifications and limiting reactive communication leads to higher income and deeper client relationships, precisely because they create the space to produce high-quality deliverables without distraction. Underlying both lessons, valuing deep work and resisting shallow activity, is a philosophical truth that thinkers from Marcus Aurelius to Simone Weil have articulated. We become what we repeatedly do. First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do, wrote Epictetus. Newport echoes this. We cannot hope to build mastery while our attention is constantly commandeered by pinging apps and social feeds. Our attention, once fragmented, cannot be recuperated by sheer will. It must be protected. Here emerges the next integral lesson. Attention is a muscle that must be trained, guarded, and scheduled. Just as an athlete trains physically to improve performance, a knowledge worker must train cognitively to deepen focus. Newport doesn't advocate willpower alone. He prescribes actionable routines and rituals that foster focus. These include scheduling every minute of your day, defining where and how you work, and deciding in advance what you will not do. It is about treating attention as a finite and precious resource.
This insight resonates dramatically in the era of smartphones and social media. In South Korea, where internet speeds are among the fastest in the world, young professionals often struggle with digital distraction to a degree unmatched elsewhere. The government and corporations have responded with digital detox initiatives, encouraging workers to adopt focused segments of work where phones are silenced, apps blocked, and concentration honored. In the United States, tech executives themselves are embracing analog retreats, turning off screens for days or weeks to reestablish mental clarity and creative depth. These responses reflect a recognition that attention, once surrendered to distraction, undermines capacity for profound work. Once attention is treated as sacred, the next lesson unfolds naturally. Strategic depth requires structural boundaries with the world. Newport introduces the concept of work boundaries, suggesting that people limit periods of work to specific times and durations. For instance, an office worker might designate the first 3 hours of the day for deep tasks, with shallow communications only afterward. This is not about rigid scheduling for its own sake. It's about creating cognitive contexts where deep work can flourish. Boundaries are not barriers, they are ecosystems for attention. This principle is seen vividly in the practices of writers, researchers, and creatives around the world. Nobel laureates, for example, often rise before dawn to write for hours before their day's emails and meetings begin. In France, many academics schedule journées de réflexion, entire days dedicated to thought and writing, insulated from emails and university obligations. These traditions recognize that depth of thought cannot be shoehorned between interruptions. It must have space. History also reminds us that creativity and insight often emerge in solitude. As the philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche said, the thought about one thing at a time and the privilege of solitude, that is what it demands. Newport's argument is not nostalgic, it validates a timeless truth with modern urgency. Deep work is not isolated from the world, but insulated from distraction long enough to generate original value. With boundaries in place, another lesson emerges. To produce at your peak, you must minimize context switching. Every time we shift from one task to another, cognitive cost is incurred.
Research shows that even short switches reduce productivity by a measurable amount. In present global workplaces where teams are international and communication is constant, context switching can feel unavoidable. But Newport challenges this. By bundling similar tasks and reducing the frequency of transitions, you preserve mental energy for what truly matters. In countries like Germany and the Netherlands, where workplace efficiency is culturally prized, companies have adopted communication windows, specific times for meetings and emails, with deep work periods protected throughout the day. In India's tech hubs, companies that adopt asynchronous communication strategies reduce daily task switching, allowing engineers to focus on coding in concentrated blocks rather than reacting to constant messages. These approaches illustrate the power of reducing context switching as a gateway to depth. Newport also addresses an evolutionary force in professional life. The rise of shallow work due to digital culture is not inevitable. It's a choice we make collectively and individually. Shallow work proliferates because it's measurable, visible, and feels productive. But deep work, though less visible, delivers disproportionate results. He challenges professionals to cultivate what he calls a deep work ethic, a mindset that prioritizes quality over quantity, substance over surface. This ethic is vital in a world where institutional structures reward busyness. Consider the modern corporate performance review system, where time logged can sometimes matter more than contributions made. Yet companies like Netflix and Spotify are redefining performance metrics to prioritize outcomes and impact over hours spent in meetings or logged on systems. This aligns with Newport's call to rethink value systems, move from presence and availability towards impact and insight. As professionals adopt a deep work ethic, they confront a cultural tension. In a globally connected world, constant availability is often expected. Yet resilience and high performance require periodic disconnection. In Australia, remote work policies often include focus days during which employees disconnect from meetings and emails. In Japan, Shokuba Kyujitsu initiatives encourage employees to take uninterrupted days off the grid to recharge cognitive capacity. These practices demonstrate that sustainable performance is rooted in rhythms of engagement and withdrawal, work and rest harmonized. Here, a philosophical reflection by Blaise Pascal feels intimately connected to Newport's thesis. All of humanity's problems stem from man's inability to sit quietly in a room alone. This speaks not just to solitude, but to sustained concentration in a world that constantly pulls for attention. To sit with your thoughts, to wrestle with complexity, to produce something of depth, these are not passive acts, but brave commitments. Another vital lesson embedded in Newport's narrative is the importance of deliberate practice. Deep work is not simply about blocking time, it's about pushing your cognitive abilities just beyond comfort. This involves identifying weak points in your skill set and engaging in work that deliberately expands them. In the arts, this is akin to a violinist practicing challenging passages over and over, not because it is easy, but because repetition builds mastery. In the knowledge economy, this translates to tackling hard problems, writing complex reports, designing sophisticated systems, or engaging in research that stretches intellectual capacity.
In the United States and beyond, elite performers harness deliberate practice. Consider medical residents who spend years honing diagnostic skills through focused study rather than passive clinical observation. Or PhD researchers in universities across Europe and Asia who dedicate years to mastering subject matter through slow, concentrated inquiry. The work is not always visible. Often it is solitary, but the output, breakthrough understanding, advanced expertise, is unmistakable. Yet even deliberate practice must be tempered with sustainable rhythms. This leads to another lesson. Deep work is not about working harder, but about working rhythmically and strategically. Newport suggests designing routines that leverage your peak cognitive periods. Some people are morning thinkers, others find deep focus late at night. The key is not universal prescription, but disciplined self-awareness. Knowing when your mind is at its best and protecting that time from interruption is essential. This principle resonates globally. In Spain, many professionals take advantage of early morning hours for focused work before the social rhythms of the day begin. In the United States, writers and academics often describe their most productive hours between 5 a.m. and 8 a.m., before emails, meetings, and obligations crowd the attention. These patterns reflect a deeper truth, that concentration is a resource that waxes and wanes, and honoring that rhythm multiplies output. The most significant lesson of all, woven through Newport's argument, is that deep work transforms both the quality of your work and the quality of your life. When we engage deeply, we produce at higher levels, we build meaningful skills, and we experience richer satisfaction from our accomplishments. Deep work is not just a method, it is a way of being that rejects distraction and embraces intention. In personal finance, this mindset yields dividends. Professionals who focus deeply on financial analysis produce better investment outcomes. Entrepreneurs who dedicate concentrated time to product development create innovations that succeed in competitive markets. Students who study without distraction achieve deeper understanding and higher academic performance than those who graze on fragmented attention. Globally, the movement toward deep work reflects a yearning for meaning. In South Korea, Finland, Singapore, and Canada, educational and corporate systems are experimenting with reduced distractions, blocking social media during class, limiting after-hours emails, and creating quiet zones for focus. These cultural shifts recognize that deep work is not a solitary luxury, but a collective necessity. Newport's message is ultimately motivational. He does not lament that deep work is rare. He challenges us to make it common in our own lives. To focus deeply, he writes, is to reclaim the ability to think, to create, to engage with life's complexity rather than its surface. This is not a retreat from the world, but a disciplined path into its richness. To borrow from the philosopher Hannah Arendt, the most radical revolutionary will become a conservative the day after the revolution. In a world that glorifies chaotic change and constant response, deep work is a quiet revolution. It is radical precisely because it demands resistance to distraction, devotion to craft, and courage to protect one's attention. And so, when we step back from the noise and choose to focus, when we reject shallow tasks for work that truly matters, we not only become more productive, we become more fully human. We align our days with purpose, our talents with creation, and our attention with value. This is the heart of deep work, a call to cultivate concentration, to respect attention as the currency of achievement, and to build a life where meaning is neither accidental nor fragmented, but deep, sustained, and profoundly rewarding. If this message resonated with you, subscribe and join us for more wisdom that fuels growth.